The Brooklyn Bridge, an iconic symbol of the New York skyline, has recently found itself entangled in a different kind of narrative.
Tomorrow, the Brooklyn Bridge could look a lot different.
Those vendors were given a midnight deadline to get out.
We're trying to be busy the last hours.
One involving persistent street vendors. What was once a leisurely stroll across the bridge, offering breathtaking views of the city, has transformed into a challenging experience for tourists and locals alike. In this video, we delve into the complexities surrounding the surge in vendors on the Brooklyn Bridge and the city's determined efforts to reclaim this landmark.
In 2021, on an average weekday, we'd have about 17,000 pedestrians cross that bridge. By 2022, that had gone up to 34,000, and the numbers continue to rise.
According to a recent article in the New York Times, the issue of vendors on the Brooklyn Bridge has escalated in recent years, leading to a multitude of concerns from both the public and local authorities. The picturesque walkway, once synonymous with leisure and serenity, now bears the brunt of unauthorized vending activities, creating an atmosphere of chaos and discontent. Tourists drawn to the Brooklyn Bridge for its historic charm and panoramic views now face the unwelcome challenge of navigating through a labyrinth of vendors peddling their wares. The increased commercialization has disrupted the once serene ambiance, leaving visitors frustrated and detracting from the unique experience the bridge offers. According to a report by NYC Rules, the influx of vendors has significantly hindered the tourist experience, with many expressing their discontent on social media platforms and travel forums. Beyond mere inconvenience, the presence of illegal vendors poses substantial risks to unsuspecting tourists. Instances of scams and the sale of counterfeit or substandard products have been reported, compromising the safety and well-being of those seeking to enjoy a pleasant stroll across the iconic structure. A detailed investigation by the NY Post sheds light on the alarming incidents of fraud and potential hazards associated with these unregulated vendors, raising concerns about the bridge's suitability as a secure public space.
Tomorrow is going to be a nightmare, completely. It's going to be a nightmare because we're not going to be able to put our stands over here.
The repercussions extend beyond the tourist experience, affecting the very fabric of the local community. Residents, who have long cherished the Brooklyn Bridge as a cultural and historical emblem, now witness its transformation into a bustling marketplace. Interviews conducted by CBS News reveal a sense of loss among locals.
All the stakeholders can be balanced. People who live here, people who visit here, people who do business here. It's about a balance.
As the bridge's significance becomes overshadowed by commercial activities, eroding its historical and cultural value. Stay updated on insightful analyses and stories like this by subscribing to our channel and by turning on notifications. The economic implications of this phenomenon are felt keenly by nearby businesses. Once thriving on the foot traffic generated by the bridge's visitors, local establishments now grapple with declining business due to the overcrowding caused by vendors. Business owners have witnessed a significant drop in revenue, attributing it to the chaotic atmosphere that dissuades potential customers from lingering and exploring local shops. As the once harmonious coexistence between locals, tourists, and the Brooklyn Bridge unravels, the need for a decisive response becomes increasingly evident. In response to the escalating situation on the Brooklyn Bridge, the New York Police Department has initiated a series of stringent actions to curb illegal vending. According to a recent article from the New York Times, the NYPD has increased patrols on the bridge and implemented stricter enforcement measures to deter vendors from operating without proper permits. This crackdown aims to restore order and ensure the safety of both tourists and locals who frequent the iconic landmark. Simultaneously, there has been an emphasis on educating the public about the risks associated with purchasing goods from unauthorized vendors. The NYPD has launched a community outreach program to raise awareness about the potential dangers of counterfeit products and scams, aiming to empower individuals to make informed decisions while navigating the bridge. The legal response extends beyond law enforcement, with the City Council playing a crucial role in shaping policies to address the issue.
We need order in the city. That is one of our major landmarks.
While there is consensus among a majority of council members regarding the need for stricter regulations, dissenting voices exist. Sources shed light on the internal debates within the City Council, where some members argue against a full ban.
That's when the city is set to start enforcing its ban on vendors selling goods on bridges.
Proposing alternative solutions to strike a balance between regulating vendors and preserving the bridge's vibrancy. The complexity of the issue has prompted discussions on the appropriate level of regulation.
I try to pay my bill. So when I lose my job, what are going to do my two kids and my wife and me?
And the potential socio-economic impacts of a blanket ban. Proponents of stricter measures argue that a comprehensive approach is necessary to restore the Brooklyn Bridge to its intended purpose as a cultural and recreational space. However, the nuanced perspectives within the City Council highlight the challenges of finding a solution that satisfies all stakeholders. In a stark twist, the city's strategy lacks concrete plans for vendor relocation, leaving these entrepreneurs in limbo. The absence of designated areas means these vendors face the prospect of losing their livelihoods with no clear alternative provided. This uncertainty not only impacts their economic stability, but also raises concerns about the potential dispersal of these vendors to other public spaces.
It's everything, because her and her husband have to feed the kids. This is how they make a living, basically.
Potentially creating similar challenges in different areas. The city's approach, or lack thereof, prompts crucial questions about the long-term fate of these individuals and the broader implications for the city's urban landscape. Recognizing the multifaceted nature of the issue, the city has adopted a comprehensive strategy to address the challenges posed by illegal vendors on the Brooklyn Bridge. The strategy combines legal actions with community engagement initiatives. Legal measures involve stringent enforcement by the NYPD, increased fines for violations, and a streamlined process for obtaining vending permits. Simultaneously, community engagement efforts aim to foster collaboration between authorities, residents, and vendors. These initiatives include public forums, where community members can voice their concerns and provide feedback on the evolving regulations. The goal is to strike a delicate balance that preserves the bridge's cultural and historical significance, while accommodating the needs of both vendors and the public. To capture a diverse array of perspectives, local media has conducted interviews with residents, vendors, and law enforcement officers. These interviews reveal the complexity of the issue.
For me as a tourist or a person living here, I don't care.
A longtime resident expressed mixed feelings about the changes. In a recent interview with CBS New York,
I have license, I have permit, I am losing my job.
Mohammed Ataya, representing the street vendor project at the Urban Justice Center, voiced disappointment over the city's allocation of resources.
It's really disappointing to see the amount of investment and resources being allocated to enforcement and little to nothing being allocated to reforming the system.
He highlighted the challenges vendors face under the city's strict rules, emphasizing that there are fewer viable places for them to relocate than one might assume. Adia underscored the intricacies of obtaining permits for different locations, stating,
"You cannot sell merchandise in the park without the park's permission. You cannot sell food around the parks unless you are a military veteran who has a specialized permit. You can't go across the street because there is a bus stop, there is a newsstand. There are all these building entrances and crosswalks and driveways that you have to keep measurements from."
This commentary sheds light on the bureaucratic hurdles faced by vendors, adding a layer of complexity to the already challenging situation. In an exclusive interview with CBS New York, an American vendor, emblematic of the numerous immigrants reliant on vending for their livelihoods, expressed deep concerns about the recent order affecting their operations on the Brooklyn Bridge.
What's going on in your mind? How are you feeling this morning?
I mean, how else can I be feeling? When you can't pay the bills and get stuff, everything going on with Mayor Adams shutting the bridge down for vendors. Everyone here is an immigrant, vending, trying to make a living.
This sentiment echoes the broader apprehension among vendors who, facing an uncertain future, grapple with the challenges of finding alternative locations to sustain their businesses and support their families. These interviews underscore the diverse opinions and experiences surrounding the Brooklyn Bridge vendor issue. It highlights the delicate balance required to address the concerns of residents, tourists, vendors, and law enforcement, showcasing the importance of a nuanced and inclusive approach. As the Brooklyn Bridge undergoes a transformation in response to the surge in vendors, the changes are palpable. From the proactive measures taken by law enforcement to the community engagement initiatives, The city's multifaceted approach reflects a commitment to reclaiming this iconic landmark. While challenges persist, the success stories emerging from local businesses and positive feedback from residents and tourists signal a turning tide. The city's ongoing efforts, coupled with the diverse perspectives within the City Council, offer hope for a balanced and sustainable resolution to the Brooklyn Bridge vendor issue. In conclusion, the journey to reclaim the Brooklyn Bridge is a testament to the resilience of urban spaces and the dynamic interplay between regulation, community engagement, and the preservation of cultural heritage. As this iconic landmark navigates the path to restoration, it serves as a case study for cities worldwide, grappling with the intricate balance between progress and preservation. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of impactful community topics like this, and click the notification bell to stay informed with our latest insights.